You know, this company Stellar makes it very interesting to be a researcher. I'm going to tell you, they do so many things, right? Where if you pay close attention, it always leads to something else. There's always a method behind the madness. There's nothing done superficially ever. I'm going to give you an example. Then we're going to jump into this because there's a reason why this recent activity took place. Are you paying attention? I know you are. But I'm going to give you an example. Remember back when someone leaked that information about MoneyGram, right? It got leaked. Just keep that in mind. They were going to keep that quiet. Nobody knows when they were going to announce that. But anyway, it got leaked. So, you know, they're working on with the stable coins and different things they were building for MoneyGram. Then a few months later, keep that in mind, that led to Stellar, and people forget about this, they bought a minority stake. How did they phrase it? I'm reading from the article. Stellar Development Foundation has become a minority investor in payments provider MoneyGram. Now that led to that. Where does that lead in the future? But what it shows, I'm just giving one example of how Stellar oftentimes they start small and it grows to something greater. There's always a reason behind what they do. I could go on and on and on about with examples like this. All right. Just like they started small in certain regions, and then they worked with the bigger entities in those regions. I'll say it like that. I'll just leave that at that, right? Just like they started with talks with the United Nations, and then they began working with the United Nations. So I gave a couple of examples. I could give more, but let's go here. So the other day, right? I'm on Google doing my research. And I see Stellar's in Miami. What? They're in Miami to show an example of how powerful you got to pay attention to this wording. They wanted to show how fast. What has the Bank of International Settlements and other large banking entities been talking about lately? Speed. What else? How transparent. And a few other things, right? They wanted to show the power of the Stellar disbursement, whatever that's called. Let me go here to get the exact name. I just know it's very good for Stellar. But this is what it actually says. It says, today at Stellar Sunday, at Tory Samples is taking the stage to demonstrate how SDP channels funds directly to those at Casa Tocan. Fast, transparent, and efficient. They wanted to flex a little bit of muscle. Now, on the surface, that doesn't seem like something too grand. It doesn't seem like something too deep, correct? Yeah, it definitely does. Although they made a number of, I'm going by Google here, right? You can go to actual Twitter yourself if you still have access to Twitter, as crazy as Twitter is. But they released a lot of tweets on this, and apparently it went very successfully. We'll get to the other thing later, where they have their connections in Mexico, and those two places right now, Miami and Mexico. Why are they so key? You see, I've been talking about this for a year and a half, but the people are not hearing me. When I told people that the big money was moving to Mexico, you got BMW in Mexico. You have a variety of large American businesses and business people making moves in Mexico, whether people like it or not. There's a lot of power there. You want to get in good in Mexico. You want to dig in deep in Mexico and have that in your back pocket. As they're on the rise, by the way, especially in the Yucatan, Mexico City, things are really, really booming. All right. But wait, we'll get to that another time. But Stellar has been obviously showing off there as well. But wait, Miami. Let's get to this Miami. Why Miami? Why is Miami significant, folks? Oh, you don't remember? See, this is why it's good to do the research. This is why I'm here, to bring you this information. I've been covering throughout the year the big money on the move, moving from certain states to other states that are more beneficial to the big money. And Miami in particular has had a huge amount of big money people moving there. So if you're going to show off, if you're going to flex a little bit of muscle, where better to do it right now than Miami? You think not? Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. Let me put some facts up in it. Hold on a second here. I'm just going to give you a little bit of information, show you how powerful the minds at Stellar are. You make of it what you will. Florida, it said, this is from fortune.com. Okay. Florida attracts more ultra wealthy movers than any other state. Oh, yeah. And let me tell you something about these types of people. They like to get around. Yeah, whether you, look, anybody who's been in certain industries knows. You pop up at events and you get surprised. Like, oh, that person's here? Yep, they get out there. They mingle with the people. Sometimes they wear certain things where you might not even know that they're anybody unless you know them. Like you won't even know they're anybody. They just walk past everybody like they're no one. You get what I'm saying? Anybody who's like, well, listen, I'm trying to say a lot with saying a little. Anyway, if you wanted to flex your muscle, show the power of your blockchain, bring in big money interest, this is where you do it. Wait, let's read a little tidbit. There's a lot to love about Florida. That's debatable. Despite what its haters may say. Oh, so they know it's debatable. All right. It says, just as the outsized number of millionaires and billionaires who have set up shop over there over the last decade. Not only that. Oh, yeah, there's big money in Florida. Big money. This was released, this article, March 3rd, 2023, just so you know. Here's another thing. Did you also know, just to give you another example of the powers that are moving to Florida, that obviously is why if you want to do anything, that's why Algorand has been there flexing their muscle for so long. And one reason why. It does help that they embrace cryptos over there as well in Miami. Jeff Bezos is moving, at least this is what he said. He doesn't have to keep his word. You can look this up. Jeff Bezos is even moving back to Miami, which if, correct me if I'm wrong, I think he's from that area. I think his parents, or at least, are from that area, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but read the articles for yourself. But Jeff Bezos is going back there. Whoa. So there's no way anyone should think Stellar just does things just cause. No. Now, I don't know where everything will end up. I'll say, I have to say that. But I can say the planning at Stellar, they want the big money. They want the big attention and they're going for it, but in subtle ways. They remind me a lot of Quant. Quant goes after that big money, but they keep quiet. They keep very quiet about it, you know. This next 2 years is going to be very interesting, in my humble opinion. I'm hoping 2024 is going to be as potent as I believe it could be, but we shall see. So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, everybody, let's get to the money.